Coming to you live from an undisclosed location. Here is your host, the one and only Flint Rasmussen.
Welcome, everybody, Tuesday night. Now, if Logan's not here, so if we get the, hey, we can't hear you, there's no audio, you got to figure it out, Bo. No, we do. We got it. Yeah, there's a delay there. Welcome, everybody. Thanks, Evan. Evan, you've been trying for this for 2 years. Evan was the first to comment. That's it. Evan, the deal is if you're the first one to comment, you don't get any more comments the rest of the night. Oh, welcome, everybody. Chris Pantani says we better be good tonight. He's given up the Sharknado for this. Logan is on assignment. Is that what we say in the biz? Logan, he's working. He's doing something. I'm not sure what it is. Welcome, everybody. We know it is a summer night across the country. For many of you, it's 340 degrees, so you just as well be inside or sitting on the shade of your eclectic patio watching us here. Good to see everybody. Like to see where everybody is from. Marcus, good to see you as always. Chris Pantani, of course. Chris, where are you? Are you in Ohio? Are you in Florida? One of many of your mansions that you have. Lindy, thank you. Looking great. Thanks. Ray Toth. Ray, good to see you on there. Welcome, everyone. You know, we have a few things to talk about today, and I was going to tease it. The promotion. It's my show. Say what I want. I was going to tease the promotion before we went on the air half hour or so, and we decided not to because you people, plus we started bullshitting. I said you people, it's been a while. We figured we would reward the people that are consistent watchers and consistent listeners. By the way, we do track how many people go on later and the total impressions we get, and it's outrageously impressive in our little life here. Watching live, for those of you watching right now, later in the show, you're going to get a chance to register to win something. And no, I'm not talking a $5 ball cap. No, I'm not. We're talking some good stuff here. We're talking, very good. It's sort of funny. We have the screen in front of me, things ready to go. I have notes here. And over here, I think it's a replay of the Ute Stampede from Nephi, Utah. Bo, much like a lot of people watching the Cowboy Channel, is like watching porn to him. And he just can't help it. Got it on the big screen. Kurt Blake, speaking of giving away something good, Kurt Blake, it's right up his alley. Many of you don't know my good friend Kurt Blake. One of my best friends, Kurt Blake. Not a buckle, but it is right up Kurt's alley. We'll explain later. We are happy to have everyone here. We have some things to talk about, some pictures to see, some standings to look at, a few fun things to talk about. But as you can tell, tonight, as always, the official beverage of According to Flint Live and According to Flint, the podcast, and Outside the Barrel at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, the official beverage is Pendleton Whiskey. Tonight, it is the good stuff. It's the Pendleton Rye, the 1910 on the rocks. Pour yourself one. Quick word from our friends at Pendleton Whiskey.
Growing up, you wanted those older cowboys that you admired to someday call you a cowboy. Nobody can tell you you can't do that if you want to work at it hard enough. If money's super important, I'm doing the wrong thing, but I kind of got to pinch myself because I truly love what I do. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Just make sure it gets taken care of.
Rod and Steph, Rod Lyman and Stephanie on that commercial. Look, we know, it's a great life when you know the people in commercials. Yeah. Especially when it's a whiskey commercial. I love that that everybody's guessing what we're going to give away. Pantani's stepping up. Chris Pantani from Cooper Tires. I'll get you a 20% discount on tires. Not tires, not a buckle. I am not auctioning it off. You will get your opportunity. You'll get your opportunity. Anyway, my tongue's hit. We had a busy day. And then we had a beverage. So, last weekend, great weekend last weekend. Got to make a trip over, watch my daughter in the Slack at Three Forks, Montana at 8 a.m. on Friday. Went up to Big Sky, little community exhibition rodeo that my daughter Shelby takes part in, ropes, barrel races, kind of help with some things that Andy Watson produces. From there to Livingston Saturday night. Is that a Jimmy Buffett? Was that Jimmy? Who? Livingston Saturday night. That is a... be watching the comments. If somebody could either Google or if you know who sings the song Livingston Saturday Night, it seems like Jimmy Buffett, but maybe it's not. We had an amazing Livingston Saturday night. You know what's a good feeling? Jimmy Buffett. Yeah. What's a good feeling is when not a lot of entries in Livingston, a lot going on. Thief River Falls, which was a 2-night event, part of the big King of the North series that pays $100,000 to the best performer through that series of 11 or 12 events. That was going on. Another one down in Tennessee. The ones like Livingston that has been going on. It was 4 years in Bozeman and then moved over the hill to Livingston for the last 13 years, 17 years of it. Not a lot of entries. It was a 2-head format. When it doesn't feel in the moment like the bull riding itself was that great, but when people leave and say, holy crap, that was one of the best nights I've seen, that is a great feeling. That's when you know you've done your job well. Speaking of Thief River Falls, Wyatt Rogers, great to see him go 3 for 3 in Thief River Falls and get the win. Tristan O'Neill, Valier Panthers, home of the purple and white. Valier, Montana, home of the Valier Panthers, the purple and white. Tristan O'Neill, I went to high school with his mom, Stacy. Her name was Stacy Wenzel, which we always thought we were related because my mom's maiden name is Wenzel. But Stacy Wenzel in high school, little crush. Hello, she was a stud. She's a good athlete. Thank you to Andy and JC Watson, Freestone Productions, Bullstock Media, who produced Livingston, presented me with some wonderful, whatever it is, retirement gifts. Did I tell you this? A Hardy brand, which is a big money, big brand, fly rod and reel. Some Sims brand waders for fly fishing. And then we were going to show a picture, but I'll wait till whenever it is that it's done. Andy and JC commissioned Bob Burkhart from Bozeman, Montana, wonderful sculptor. And I saw the clay kind of sample of it. I used to do a rodeo clown act where I had a little grand piano and a top hat, and it's me sitting at the grand piano, playing the grand piano. So very touching night. As great a crowd as I've seen in Livingston, 4,000 or 5,000 people. So thank you all for doing that. So Tristan O'Neill, congratulations to him. Wyatt Rogers, who is just a great guy. Both of those guys, you're happy for guys like that. So, but also finishing up this past weekend, Saturday and then Sunday, the big showdown finals at Calgary, Alberta, the Calgary Stampede, where I went to for 20 years or so. The last time I was there was 2019. If you follow this Facebook page, you saw that I posted a picture of the bronze. Calgary, pretty cool that every go-round, leading up to it all 9 days, every winner of every go-round, they do a certain bronze. It's the same for all of them. Back in 2014, the artist actually, I can't remember his name. I'll look back. Anyway, he had actually reached out to me on Facebook, and hey, by the way, look, I want everybody to look at the comments right now. Josephine. Hello, handsome. I tried sending you a friend request, but it doesn't go through. Got attracted to you when I just saw you. Can we be friends? That is an example of that's not a real person. And I am getting inundated with those. You're even on my live deal. Josephine. Go whore on somebody else, you bot. Anyway, JB Mooney gave me his bronze in 2014, which brought back great memories of the Calgary Stampede. Winners at Calgary, Cade Saunier. I talked about him last week on this live, how he's doing so well in the bareback riding. Young college kid, the reserve champion at Casper at the College National Finals. So great job to him. What's that? Oh, I absolutely played a role in his victory because I told him if he makes it to the NFR, he's going to be on outside the barrel. What more inspiration do you need to go win a pile of money? He has, you know what he's done? Punched his ticket to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. So anyway, Cade Saunier in the bareback riding. Scott Gunther, Canadian in the steer wrestling. Dawson Hay, Canadian, saddle bronc riding. Brittany Posey, Tanazi, Spamosi, Kanazi, Moses in a name. Or if you're in Canada, it's the Mozeds. Jared Parsonage, the 7-foot man, another Canadian, wins the bull riding. But you know which one I like? Did I forget one? No. The one I like that I saved till the end is this guy. Look how excited he is walking back to his horse after his run. You may not recognize him even from seeing the picture. Bo didn't, that just posted the picture. Speaking of Bo Cooper. Remember last winter, we had the big discussion on here about the young kid who they said broke the barrier at Houston and cost him the win. And I said, everybody be patient. Let's wait and see what kind of year he has. I'll bet he rallies. Winner of the tie-down roping at the Calgary Stampede, Bo Cooper, who got screwed out of the win in Houston. He's going to rally. I think he's going to make the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. So congratulations to Bo Cooper. Great job. Proud of him. That's Canadian. He's cousins, and I didn't know this. Maybe I did last winter. He is cousins with Zeke Thurston, past world champion. Yeah, his calf roping horse he rides, he originally got from his cousin Zeke Thurston. How about that? That, you know what? That's the shit we bring that you can't get somewhere else. BJ Cramps, winners just win. Thanks, buddy. BJ Cramps, by the way, one of my favorite PBR bull riders back in the day of all time. So good to see him. And originally a Canadian, now living in the U.S. So he calls it a garage instead of a garage. Dawson Hay, saddle bronc riding winner. His dad, Rod Hay, who made it to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo 20 times, should no-brainer Hall of Famer in the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, but because he never actually won a world title, he doesn't fit that criteria, and that needs to change for people like Rod Hay. But speaking of saddle bronc riding and the great Canadians, that is our event of the week right here on According to Flint Live. Sage Newman, Melstone, Montana. If you come from a town where there's about 35 kids in the high school and their high school mascot is the Bronx, of course you are the number one bronc rider in the world. Sage Newman, Stetson Wright. Imagine that. I wonder if Stetson Wright will win another world all-around title. Zeke Thurston, the guy we just talked about, he used to be a contract act up in Canada. His dad, Skeeter, was a former, just a great saddle bronc rider. There's Cade Bruno making a run. There's Dawson Hay with that wins. I think we figured out 75% of what they win in Calgary, 75% of the go-rounds. Whatever. We got to make up rules. Yeah. There's Leighton Green, Ben Anderson. Let me tell you, right now, those young guys in Canada, they can ride some saddle broncs. Chase Bronx, Deer Lodge, Montana. One of my favorite pictures, I should get that sometime, is Chase when he's a baby at the Dillon, Montana rodeo, and I'm in my makeup holding him. Oh, seriously? Yeah. Wyatt Casper, however, right now, he's right up there, but he is out with injury. Tanner Butner, Brody Kress from Wyoming, state champion wrestler back in high school, Wyoming. Lefty Holman, good to see him. Now, what interests me, Leon found at 15. Number 14 is Ryder Wright sneaking up there. Statler, the youngest of the brothers of the boys of Cody. Statler not yet has been to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, coming off a big win at their big Reno Rodeo. So Statler would love to see Statler at the NFR with all the rest of them. You know what you could do just at the NFR? Have Sage Newman and then all the Canadians and all the Wright brothers. There you go. Look at right now, Lefty Holman's going, what the hell, man? What the hell? Oh, come on, man. But anyway, there's the Saddle Bronc ride in my event of the week. So some great competitors there, and all of them, of course, going after sometimes that very elusive gold buckle, which, of course, the official buckle maker of the PBR and the PRCA, Montana Silversmiths. Quick word from them.
Life is made up of so many moments, big and small.
Hey, Dad, it's your turn.
Sometimes the best memories are just time well spent together. Only time will tell what our most cherished moments will be. Montana Moments. Celebrate what matters.
See that? That's proof I know how to rope. That's Hollywood. That is not artificial. That's not AI. I actually roped that dummy. That's Paige and Shelby and me. I have a natural swing. That was well, yeah. I don't think I missed. I'm a roping somebody, man. I'm telling you. Let's see. Tommy, between Tommy and Evan, the rest of you just kind of sit on the sidelines here, don't you? Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, my favorite song, Max, Wanted Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi. It's my favorite. That's my favorite song of all time. Hoosiers is my favorite movie of all time. Hoosiers, Die Hard, Dances with Wolves. That was always in my top 5, those 3. So there you go. Was watching Cowboy Channel. Was your daughter in an Ariat ad? Not that I know of. If she was, they owe us money. What time on the clock as Flint leaves his house in the commercial? 2 things. Good question. We need to look at that. Number 2, I wish that was my house. Believe me, that was not filmed at my house. If it was filmed at my house, I'd be walking out of my apartment going out. Okay, let's look. Oh my God, I know. We just pulled it. Should we flash it up there? Wait, okay, hold on. Not yet. Chris Pantani's question of the day. He's close. What time did the clock say? And what is the picture on the wall beside the clock? Is it a 2-parter? Not yet. I'm going to see if there's comments. Sherry says 2 p.m. Nathan says 1:35. Does anybody know what the ad or picture beside it is? We'll go clock first. So now the comments have slowed down. Do they go back? Can they go back? No, not right now. They can't. No. No, wait, hold on. Marty O'Brien, he's a former Aussie living in Texas. Montana's full of badasses. Angie says 1 o'clock. Chris says 1:34. Christy, Kirkpatrick McKay, former Wisdomite, says it was me and the girls in an ad. 3 o'clock, 4:20, something with you on it. Kurt, you're so Kurt's just like, by the way, not my house. It was a nice house though. Yeah, it was so hot that day. I had flown, I'll tell you that ad. I had got an early flight. We had been in Nashville, the PBR teams. I got an early 6 a.m. flight, popped up to Atlanta and took the direct flight from Atlanta to Bozeman. And they had done part of the day already, and it was like 98 degrees. 105, 225, 435. All right, here we go. Chris Pantani, for you. Here is the correct answer. It's 1:34, And the ad is from years ago. We did an ad. Can you, in the bottom corner is an ad we did when Shelby was really tiny. And then we recreated it. Oh, look at you. Okay. See in the bottom? It was an ad years and years ago. Shelby was a little girl looking up at me, like as if to say, you got, only time will tell. The other ad is me looking up at her from Montana Silversmiths, Judy Wagner. The one in the bottom, there you go. Zoom, see that? See, Shelby's little. 2004. Then the other one, I think she was in high school and I was looking up at her. How about that? Look at Chris Pantani coming up with some material for us. There you go. I like it. That's a great question, man. I like it. Oh my gosh. So what are we doing next? Hey, this week, I had somebody comment on one of my posts from Livingston this past week, Robert Damien, who's a pretty good fan. I see him quite a bit on here. And he said, Kurt, you did get the second half. And he said, have you decided where your last show is going to be? And I think people are of the impression I just keep doing shows trying to decide. I made the decision in January. This weekend, 3 days in Big Sky, Montana. Then that's it. Next week, I go directly from Big Sky. On Sunday, we will drive Lucas Teodoro and I, who's coming up to fight bulls at Big Sky. We are driving directly from Big Sky to Cheyenne, where I am then. It is the first stop of the PBR Camping World Team Series. Just announced. Camping World. That's the spot. Just now, I had a conference call. It's the series. No, the series is the PBR Camping World Team Series. Yeah, there you go. And headed there on the broadcast team, done in the arena at Big Sky this weekend. I'd like to tell you guys, hey, go buy a ticket and come see it. But that would be impossible. It sells out in about 10 minutes. Talk about a cool arena. In Big Sky, Montana, one of the coolest settings ever. Up there, it's a resort town. It's not typical small town Montana. Small town Montana is Livingston, Big Timber, Shoto. Big Sky resort, a lot of money up there, frankly, but it's developed into this arena. One of the coolest places that you could go watch. If you look, this is from the end looking into the chutes. At one time, the arena sat the other way. It was in a different lot, and right after they presented a check to the Montana Reliance Fund to keep acres undeveloped, they moved the arena to develop that plot of land. And they switched the arena, so the spectators do have to look into the sun, but the sun sets over Lone Peak. You can see in the distance. 3,000 people, all 3 nights. That'll be a pretty special weekend coming up in Big Sky. See some good friends up there, and so, yeah, people keep asking me who the new entertainer of the PBR is. I'll tell you what, since they don't include me in those meetings, just come to the PBRs and see. So, Chris from down under, Phil Murphy's brother. Wow, look at that. Anyway, a raucous crowd, as Kurt Blake would say. So, Big Sky, then Cheyenne. Hey, by the way, got some podcasts coming up. Speaking of Andy Watson, who produces Livingston and Big Sky. Podcast this week comes out Thursday. Be watching. We'll post a clip tomorrow, and the link at 8 a.m. Mountain Time will be posted right here on Facebook. the link to all sources of podcasts, including our YouTube channel. Podcast this week is with Andy Watson, who for the last 27 years has been the official photographer of the PBR and produces a couple really great Challenger events in Livingston and Big Sky. In the summer, we sat down under the trees in Livingston, Montana on a beautiful day and had a really good talk. So watch that this week. Some of you commented earlier today, I had a Savannah Bananas shirt on. So be watching in 2 weeks. My podcast, the reason I had that shirt on, I was in studio and recorded a podcast because our next couple of weeks are very busy. Somebody said smaller crowd tonight, something else going on in the world. Ray, I'm just going to say thank you for pointing that out. Smaller, it's summer. It's a summer night. People are out doing stuff, but this posts so they can come back and watch it. There's always that person. I'm curious where Ray is from. Montana, maybe? Yeah, thank you for pointing out smaller crowd. That shit just rub. Yeah, on YouTube as well. So, you're great. Got a message from someone impersonating you. Again, look at the profiles. They have one follower, and it's not me. So, can't impersonate this. So, that is my podcast this week. Oh, by the way, I was saying, so the Savannah Bananas, I recorded a podcast today that will come out in 2 weeks with Matt Wolf, who is the member of the Savannah Bananas baseball team that dresses like a rodeo clown. He's got a great story about that, a great history of it, and great job. Great job by him, and he's got it's a great salute to rodeo clowns. I've become friends with Matt, and I am a huge fan of the Savannah Bananas. So that's the story behind that. Yeah, if you are in Big Sky, you could go hiking. You could hunt up there. You could hunt anytime. Golf. I might go golf. I may go golf. I hit a bucket of balls today. I didn't tell you that. 4:00, my daughter called me, and they were going golfing in Bozeman, and it pissed me off. So I went and hit a bucket of balls. 93 degrees. It was on a whim. I was sweating. The guy stepped up beside me. You mind if I hit by you? I said, no, man, go ahead. That's great. You retired yet? Who are you? Yeah, it was great. So anyway, but if you're in the outdoors, what better product to have than something from our friends at Stone Glacier? Hit it. Big stuff coming. Oh, hey, Wyatt Rogers just commented. Wyatt, we talked about you earlier. Wyatt, a regular watcher of According to Flint on Tuesday nights. Wyatt, we talked about you, Wyatt, winning Thief River Falls. Good job, buddy. We're proud of you. Thank you for watching. Marcus, I did something. So we restocked. Bo stopped at the liquor store because he didn't know I was coming. When I was in Sioux Falls, BJ Cramps, like the podcast with Cody Snyder. Used to wonder who the GOAT was till I asked him, and it's him. That's so true. Thanks, BJ. When I was in Sioux Falls, Marcus brought me a gift, and I brought it to the studio, Marcus. Marcus's gift to me was the biggest bottle of Pendleton whiskey that you can find in a store. So, Marcus, we now have this in studio, and this will last us at least till next week. We don't drink all that much of it. We drink it on the show. So anyway, Marcus, we give you a bad time on here. You are a great fan and a great, you're full of knowledge, PBR. So thank you for that. What did I do? Am I still on? Sorry. So we promised we were giving something away. Thank you to our friends at Stone Glacier. Hunting gear by hunters for hunters. No gimmicks, no camouflage. Started as a backpack company. But we know, we put everything we do, and as well as some video shorts, as well as, does this go on here? Parts of it, the whole thing, it goes on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/According To Flint. You go on it. Is that how you do it? Look at the graphic. Did you make that? Holy shit. Go on, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I'll tell you why. Because we are going to give you until August 1st, because that is our next According to Flint Live, is on August 1st. Going to Cheyenne next week, won't be here. Stone Glacier sent us, they started as a backpack company. This backpack is the Avail 2200. It is a utility kind of day hunting pack. You can, however, remove the straps on it and strap it to a bigger frame. I'm telling you, they sent us these unbelievable, and everybody I talk to says, Stone Glacier backpacks and equipment. This weighs 3 pounds, 8 ounces empty, this backpack. I have this exact one that they sent me. I'm telling you, multi-purpose, you can take, remember when I said Kurt Blake would be a fine candidate? He would love to win something from us. Hey, hunting pack, take it skiing, put your ski gear in here, go fishing with it. They're amazing. We love our friends at Stone Glacier. By the way, check them out online. If you order something, use the code FLINT, capital F-L-I-N-T, and get free shipping. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we are going to give away this backpack to one lucky winner from Stone Glacier, the best multi-purpose hunting, hiking, skiing, fishing backpacks you can find. So thank you, Stone Glacier. Lyle and all the guys at Stone Glacier. Appreciate that. Before we go, so can Canadians enter to win? I don't know if we can ship anything to Canada. Yeah, I don't know, Jane. I'll take the large bottle of Pendleton. Anyway, tell your friends. We hope all of you watching subscribe to our YouTube channel. Casey, good to see you. Casey works for PBR. Good to see you on here, Casey. Needs a couple more straps. You don't know, Casey? Yeah, it's true. You can never be too safe. The straps all serve a purpose, by the way. And I wrote this on my little card. I have a little note card and little sticky cards around here. And I don't know if this is more on a serious note, but a little bit. Through my career, and now that things are winding down in my arena career, winding down where I'm no longer rewinding it. I have always been sort of the philosophy, I'm going to do my job and try to be the best one at it. And I don't get into a lot of the conversations. I hate the word politics. That's BS. It's more about everything. I've told my girls, life is about relationships and connections, and you'll get ahead if you have good relationships and connections. And I've always believed that, and I think I've done okay at it. I've never given that much advice, unsolicited advice, to young guys coming into my profession. But I do feel, as I look back now, that it is maybe my responsibility and my time to step up and give advice. Not that any of them are watching here. Everybody's busy, everybody's going somewhere. But I will say, if I had to pick one thing, if you're in the rodeo business, and I'm thinking how to put this stuff out on posts or video shorts. I remember I used to get frustrated when I'd go to the convention where we'd have our big meetings at the National Vinyls Rodeo in Las Vegas. And all the clowns, barrelmen, bullfighters, contract people were in a big meeting. And it used to be frustrating to me that the only conversation we had, and the biggest conversation, was what everybody was making. what they were charging. The fact that everybody should charge the same, don't leave money on the table, piss on these young guys. They're taking jobs from us because they charge less. First of all, I don't believe I ever lost a job because someone else was cheaper, which indicates one of two things. Either I already was the cheapest one, or I was the best one. So the conversation that I always thought needed to be had was, how can we get better? Because I have conversations with Richard Jones, who does music, Brad Narducci, who does music, my friend Kurt Blake, who's on here, when he helps me with my talk show and when we have just phone calls, even Chris Pantani from Cooper Tires, family members, even Bo and Logan here. What can I do to get better and be at the top of my game? That is never the conversation. For you got young guys and colleagues of mine that come up to me and somewhere in the conversation it comes up what you're charging and what you're making. I don't care. Be the best at what you do and get better at it. And then they'll pay you to do it, and they'll pay you better than maybe what you were expecting. Maybe I left money on the table through my career. I probably did. But through these summer events, these Challenger Series events that people are just trying to do great events for a small town in Montana, I'm not going to soak them for money because I've been other places. But I know that I work my ass off once I'm there. Anyway, as time goes by, I do think I want to put some things out. Things like read the room, situational awareness, rules of engagement. Don't be afraid to turn your microphone off. Have timing, know the situation, all of those things. Those are ways that you get better. Because frankly, I could give a rat's ass what you're making. A little bit. Because now it doesn't matter as much to me. But anyway, just a little thing that has crossed my mind, that maybe it is time for me to speak up and not be, I didn't really get much advice. There was a few people like Butch Lemcooler and Liesl Harris did give me advice on the business side of things. Butch Lemcooler and I, we used to have great conversations about really how to be better. And I think he was one of the great legendary old rodeo clowns. And so anyway, not much else. By the way, people are asking, I'm going to every team's event. For those of you who are saying, I get asked virtually every day. Did somebody, Andy Schwab, I hope you're joking. Harumph to that. My schedule is the same. I'm just doing a different job once I get there. The only team's event I will not be at is the last regular season team series event in Fort Worth, because I'm staying home to get honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Montana Hall and Wall of Fame, Cowboy Hall and Wall of Fame here in Billings. So roll into the team's events right from Big Sky to Cheyenne, and away we go to Kansas City and Anaheim and all of those. So thank you. As someone pointed out, maybe a little smaller crowd tonight. Maybe it's the fact it's the end of July and it's summertime. So those of you who joined us, we appreciate it. And hey, don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/According To Flint, all one word. We will pick a winner from the subscribers to our YouTube channel and send them this beautiful Stone Glacier backpack. Thanks you to everyone. Looking forward to going to Big Sky. Looking forward to seeing some great people up there. Anyway, Steaks in Nashville. Evan says, can we get a cheers to close the show? I can. But Bo drank all his. Cheers, everybody. We love you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Happy Tuesday. Happy rest of the week. We'll see you in Big Sky, then Cheyenne. See you next time.